Alright, everybody, what is going on? We're hopping into the other mission here, added into the, what is it? Wind Wishes Backfire Birth of the Shadow Dragons event. This is going to be the Final Trump Card mission, so, this is the actual leader here for Final Trump Card, but I did not want to run 2 of this unit because you can only be in the standby with them, like, 1 at a time. And if you're not in the standby with them, I don't want to use them, so... we're going to run 2 of these guys instead. They should be fine in here. I think this is who, like, the mission is built around anyway, is these guys. This is the friend. I mean, they're fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. And this is the team that we have built. It looks a little bit wonky. I mean, we already know that AGL Zamasu is going to be fine in here. And this guy can be fine in here as well, as long as we can enter his standby. So, I mean, we'll see. Ooh, excuse me, had a little bit of a cough there, so, anyway, let's go ahead, we'll get back to this right here. I think Piccolo Jr. will be fine. Potentially, like, he could get hurt by the AoEs, just depending on the rotation, but I'm not sure what exactly my rotations will be yet. We're just gonna kind of hop in and wing it and play it by ear, so, this isn't the worst ever. We can make this work. I think intros are off. I think. If not, we'll play them. Alright, I'll take these opening rotations. This isn't too terrible. Part of me wants to throw AGL Zamasu in slot 1, but I think I'm going to do this. We'll go ahead and get the build-up in on Tech Zamasu. Remember that you can't dodge in this tech phase. So, like, we'll be able to get, like, characters like this, who I have, like, full dodge builds on, and, like, this guy. Him, too, but, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But, like, these two specifically, who need to take hits to get built up. Having a full dodge build on them won't hurt them as much in this fight, because the first phase right here cancels dodging, and it doesn't really hit that hard, and you can debuff here, so... point being is that having a dodge build is fine, because it'll help you out in the later parts of the fight, but it won't penalize you here in the early parts of the fight, so we'll be able to get all of our build up in. That'll be really nice. Looks like I could have put AGL Zamasu in slot 1. The significance of that would have been he gets an additional super attack after he receives an attack. I think even in base. Maybe not. I can't remember. But... well, does he? I don't, we'll take a look here in a second. Does he get an additional whenever he gets hit? I know he does, like, once he transforms, but I can't remember if he does in his, like, base form right here. I can't remember. Oh, still got intros. Alright, that should be all for the intros now. I don't think anybody else on the team has one. But yeah, like, in his transform state, I know he gets the additional, but... no, he doesn't. Okay, so that's fine. He gave us some healing, so yeah, we're back up to full HP, pretty much. We'll throw Piccolo Jr. in slot 1, just because he's probably the best rotation, or he's the best unit on this rotation to handle slot 1. Theirs is actually a little bit more defensive than mine. That's interesting. Oh, they've got the level 8 equip. What do I have on there instead? I must not have that one on there. That's their 8th anniversary special equip. Oh, yeah, I'm just pumping out more additional in crits, so... I mean, that's fine. I don't think they really need the defense that much, so that's cool. We'll grab all of those, then hopefully we can grab maybe the tech orbs for the one here. Okay. That's, you know, that'll start getting them built up. That'll be okay. I doubt Piccolo Jr. KOs Sin right here, or Omega. He could, but I doubt he goes super insano crazy right here. But any build-up he gets is nice, because it'll build up his multiplicative part of his passive. Well, does it build up in slot 1? I don't remember. It's been a while since I thought he just built up doing super attacks, right? He gets other buffs in slot 2 or 3. He only did 2 supers, so it's fine regardless. But remember that he does build up a little bit in his passive if you're doing supers, so that'll help out his start of turn defense. Not the best rotations ever, but getting the 2 Zamasus together, which is kind of nice. Also means that we should be able to go into Infinite Zamasu at a relatively decent rate. I don't like that we got the Boo Duo in slot 7, because that means it's going to take longer to build them up. But we can make it work. I mean, I'm going to float them here, I guess, on this next rotation. They need to do, what, 4 attacks in order to stand by whenever they come back. We just need to make sure that they can do those 4 attacks, because as soon as they come back in the STR phase, we need them to be able to stand by. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's non-negotiable. We cannot have them in their base Super Saiyan, like, 3/2 form, and expect success in the STR phase. So we need to be in the standby by then with them. All right, Zamasu's going to transform. We can go ahead and start throwing him in slot 1 to try to greed out some stacks. Omega could maybe, like... That's a lot of attacks. This guy's a 0 cooldown as well, I believe. I am tempted to do this. I don't know. I'm going to do it. If we get sealed or stunned, we'll just deal with it. Let's grab those. Let's grab this. Right here. And then we can grab the STR. That's perfect. Okay. Again, they just need to do 4 attacks. This will give them a guaranteed 3 attacks at the end, assuming that we get to them. If Omega wants to be really nice and, like, dodge, so yeah, like that, that's fine. Feel free to dodge any attacks you want. That way, hopefully, they can get their 4 attacks off. Again, if they don't get their 4 attacks off, then we need to take, like, strategically, we need to take damage on turn 5. So on turn 5, if they, you know, we may have to consider what we're doing here. Hopefully we just get some dodges from Omega right here, and we can just get 4 attacks off. That would be ideal. So here's 1. Please no crits. Here's 2. Of all the times not to fail the 70%, by the way. Please no crits, please no crits. Okay, so on turn 5, we're going to have to take some damage. Which may not be an issue, but we'll see. Interesting rotations here. We're going to take some damage on the AoE. On, like, both of these units, probably. I'm going to do this, though. Keep them on rotation. Do this with Carnival Goku. Grab the Int Orbs here with them. And then Piccolo Jr. will grab those. Okay. Please don't super immediately. That's not good. We may die here. Oh. Well, we may still die. That saves us some damage from taking the AoE. But remember that gives him an attack buff. Like you can see it there above his head. Which means that these AoEs are going to hit really hard. That's fine. Oh, I think we're dead. I think we're dead. Oh. Whoo. You know, my, whenever Piccolo Jr. came out, I gave him like 15 dodge or 14 dodge, something like that. And I think people thought I was crazy. You know, they're like, oh, Piccolo Jr., he's so offensive, you know, he's crazy. I could argue a full build, or a full dodge build on that guy. Like, because of the AoEs. Like, whenever he came out, like, it probably seemed a little bit crazy. But listen, I knew that a situation was going to arise where I needed to just dodge 1 attack. Because now we're fine. The next AoE is after Piccolo Jr. attacks, at which point he's, you know, God, basically, right? It was just a matter of we needed to dodge that 1. And we're fine here. Now, I think we can enter Zamasu's domain, because we're under 70% HP, and it's going to be turn 5, so we could activate the domain. No. Oh, because we healed. AGL Zamasu healed us, so we can't use it. That's fine. So we need to take damage here. I'm going to leave the rotation just like this. We'll leave AGL Zamasu in slot 1. Remember, if we take a little bit of damage here, that's fine. That's actually kind of what we want to shoot for. Let's grab these. And then we can grab the STR key spheres with them. Not to heal, but just to make sure that they get a 24 key super attack. Decent placement again for the AoEs, so that we'll take that. Zamasu will get 2 stacks in here at least because he got hit first. Again, remember that whenever he gets hit, he does get the additional super attack guaranteed. AGL Zamasu is an absolute just like destroyer of this fight. Amazing easy A class act what they did for him. You know, he's a little bit weak in physical or merge Zamasu, the red zone fight. Like, he's a little bit weak in there. But in here, he is just, like, absolutely untouchable. And he's really good in the other red zone stages. So that's, like, why people still rank him really high on EZA-TUR tier list. Because it's like, you know, he may not be the strongest for that merge Zamasu red zone fight. Wow, we blew this guy away. Oh, so we don't really need to stand by anymore on this turn. I did not actually expect to kill Omega that quickly. This is going by really, really fast. Oh, Dan is playing again. God dang it. Oh, we can stand by with them. Interesting. Should I do that? I mean, we would die instantly if I did that. I'm trying to decide if there's any merit to it, because he... No, we got him on turn 1, so he's not guarding. We can definitely go into Zamasu's... we can go into Zamasu's domain next turn, so we don't really need the revive next turn. But we're gonna have like Piccolo. This is gonna basically be our rotation next turn, is these three. And he'll be in his domain. He's stacked up a ton of defense, and he should be fine. This is tough. Because they've only gotten 2 stacks. I mean, they are type effective, so that's good. This Omega doesn't hit very hard, if I remember correctly, but he does defensively debuff. The AoEs, I don't think, would hurt us. The AoEs do 500k. I guess we might as well stand by, right? No hurt in it. Alright, this may be a little bit premature here. But I'm gonna go for it. We'll put Goku in slot 1 just to try to get some more hits in. Let's grab some same type orbs if possible for the... No, we can't grab them with them. Okay, yeah, I mean, let's see what happens here. I mean, we're going to die on this turn now. I voluntarily died. Okay, well... That's good. We get his defensive buff in. We probably could have survived this turn. I probably forced the revive here, but... I don't know. That was probably a misplay. No crit either is a major bummer. But we can do this now. Okay, we're all set up now for victory, pretty much. How much defense does Piccolo have? 335. That should go up, right? Like, is he on Worldwide Chaos? I feel like he is. Yes, he is. So whenever we get Zamasu's support, his defense will go up a little bit, which is nice. Who do we want in slot 1? Do we want to do this? AGL Zamasu has stacked so much. So we can grab these with him. We probably could have transformed with him, but it's fine. Let's grab those. Again, that'll kick in the support. So now he's at 416. That's pretty good. Remember that Omega does 500k on AoEs, so he'll take like 90k. But I can handle 90k. That's fine. Alright, no super attack immediately. That's fine. If there is a super attack, I would like it to be on either of the Zamasus. Either of them could tank it, like, for... I mean, obviously, the tech one's not going to take any damage. But AGL Zamasu, I'm pretty sure, would, like, double-digit tank it. With how many stacks he's gotten so far, plus his 40% damage reduction. Like, all of his links active. We have defensive support. Yeah, like... yeah, perfect, right here. Go ahead, buddy. Do your Purgatory Dragon Waltz, or whatever it's called. What is it called? I forget. Somebody let me know the name of it. It's like, yeah, 16k. Who cares? So we're going to take like a total of 100k damage on this turn. That's fine. I'm not concerned about that at all. We have the Boo Duo next turn as well. We already saw that they're tanking the AoEs just fine. So we can just kind of put them wherever. We have the other GT Duo. I think they've built up enough to where they should have their damage reduction high enough that I'm not worried about the AoEs on them. Now it's just a matter of surviving. That's all we got to do now. Very nice from everybody. Piccolo Jr., feel free to start going insane at your leisure. You do have Big Bad Bosses activated on this turn. This went surprisingly well. I know it's not over yet. I'm kind of like, again, counting my chickens before they hatch here. Especially because Piccolo Jr. only did one attack there, but it's fine. We will get through it. We got Dan playing again. That's unfortunate. What do we want to do? I guess let's float off this guy. He does have his, like, defense buff in, but let's do this. They should be fine in slot 1. I mean, that's not, like, my ideal slot for them, but they'll be fine in slot 1. Worst case scenario, they get supered. They would survive it. I would like to get... I guess they're saying this is more orbs. That's fine. We'll grab those, and then we can do this. Okay. There we go. Again, sorry I have to mute. They're playing Dan. You know, you can sing along in your head. I could pull up like another OST to play or something while we're doing this, but I am very lazy, so I am not doing that. If there is a super attack, I'd like it to be on the Boo Duo after they super. That'd be very nice. As long as it's not on the AGL Carnival Goku, we'll be fine. If it is on the AGL Carnival Goku, then I would like it to be the last attack in the turn, because remember, he does have the survive KO mechanic. So as long as he doesn't, like, super us and then do one normal, I could definitely see him doing that. But if he supered us and then did one normal, like, we would definitely take damage, because he's not guarding anymore. So, yeah, this is a pretty good run. I think the GT Duo was definitely the way to go here. The Boo Duo probably could have been fine, but I'm just very glad that we got through the STR phase before we had to see them in there, because they are not the best for that phase. Unless they're in their standby. We still haven't been able to get them into their standby yet. I was hoping that by now we'd be able to drop the Spirit Bomb and just KO, like, with their Spirit Bomb, but unfortunately, we haven't been able to get into it yet. Dude, is he seriously going to super attack AGL Carnival Goku at the end? Like, there's no way. Just please, if you're going to do it, do a normal and then make sure the last attack is a super. There's no way this guy would know that this was my plan, was to put him in this slot. You rat bastard, please dodge. Oh, no. Okay, we still have a chance. We just have to dodge the normal. Yes! You rat! Oh my goodness, you bastard. Oh. We only had to dodge one of them. We only had to dodge one of them. Oh my goodness, that was... Whew, that felt good. I don't know if you guys could tell. Let's go ahead and transform with him. Ooh, that felt good. That was really good. Okay. So I decided to go ahead and transform here because this guy is stacked up enough. Like we're fine here. He's at a high enough defensive level that we're not taking damage from the AoEs, and he's at a high enough level defensively as well that, like, after we super attack, we're totally fine here. So Let's go ahead and grab these orbs right here. That'll give us a tiny bit of healing. Remember that, like, getting a ton of tech orbs with this guy doesn't really do much for you because he has, like, a super low defensive stat, so it doesn't do much. But yeah, now this guy's up to 687. Oh my goodness, yes. Let's grab these. And then we can just grab all of, like, the tech orbs or something with this guy, so... Okay, we should KO on this turn. This should be it. But, you know, potentially maybe we don't. I mean, it'll depend on what AGL Zamasu does. If AGL Zamasu decides to just go nuts, then we will definitely win, but it just depends, right? I mean, he's going to shoot out a huge attack stat, what, like a 10 million, 12 million or something is what he's going to shoot out. Remember that we've been stacking attack and defense on all those super attacks that we were doing, which are directly going to play into his damage here. I mean, notice he's starting out at a 2.7 million attack stat. Just start a turn here, so... obviously, that is pretty good. 15.9. Okay. And remember, he can do 3 of these, potentially. If he gets his hidden potential to proc or something, then we could do 3 right here. Okay, we don't. That's pretty cool. We do 1. We should be able to tank the super, though. I'm not too concerned about this. We get the large defensive debuff. Yeah, 128. We're fine. We are slowly getting whittled down, but we are under 50% HP, so now we should be able to stand by, I think, with the Buu Duo. I think they've done enough attacks at this point. We're at low enough HP that we can stand by with them. That'll give us access to their defensive form, Rainbow Orb changing, and their Spirit Bomb potentially in a few turns, so... at some point, we're going to finish this fight, like, right? Like, eventually, we have to win here. Oh, we'll have Piccolo Jr.'s giant form next turn as well. So that'll protect us from the super attack and the AoEs if there's going to be one. So yeah, we've won. We've won at this point. Yep, here it is. Here's Piccolo Jr.'s giant form. Again, people like to downplay this guy. I still think he's one of the better TURs. I'm not sure where I rank Dragon Fist and Hirudegarn personally. Because they're not out on global, so it's going to be tough for me to rank them until I use them. Because those are like dodging characters, right? Like... dodging characters are one of those that I can't rank until I'm using them to see if they're dodging for me or not. So, like God Goku, I can rank him because he's he's amazing. He dodges for me all the time. He's never let me down. I mean, maybe like once or twice, but I mean, every unit's let me down at some point. Piccolo Jr. in this video kind of did nothing, but now he's doing the giant form, right? So we're just going to cancel all of these stupid AoEs right here. Yeah. We're canceling the super attack as well. Like, this right here just has so much value. Even though it's the end of the fight, we're pretty much wrapping up and probably would have won on this turn anyway. Just the added security of knowing that there's no AoEs and there's no super attack on the turn is just extremely valuable. And it helps me just, like, make smart plays at the end of the fight here. Glad that we can have sound again, by the way, since we have all these, like, transformations going that we don't have to listen to, like, Dan anymore. That's pretty nice. Everybody enjoying that. I wouldn't mind if we only got like 2 turns of Orange Piccolo's giant transformation here. We already canceled the AoEs and we already canceled the super attack, so no need to just keep going in here for 30 minutes in this giant form, right? I would cut this out, but I don't like doing cuts and no item runs typically. Whenever I'm doing like these like guide videos. So I guess I can go over here to categories, and we can talk about, like, Final Trump Card. Let me go ahead and get the Final Trump Card category pulled up really quickly, because this is what we need to defeat the mission, so we can look at this. Okay, so let me go ahead and get Piccolo Jr. rolling on the ball again. We can get these attacks moving. And there we go. So these are the Final Trump Card leaders right here, this top row. Again, I'm not actually using any of these leaders. I'm actually using this guy, and I'm just using characters that overlap with their leader skill and Final Trump Card, which is what I would probably recommend you guys do as well. This unit, again, can be effective in here, as we saw. They're going to be fine in the first phase. They're going to be fine in the last phase. It's just the second phase against the STR Sin that could really give this unit trouble, unless you're able to get into their standby, which is why I was potentially planning on taking a ton of damage before we got into their turn. Luckily, though, we just killed the STR phase very quickly, so that's going to be your risk. But I would definitely say that this is the best unit to run as your leader. I think you can get some use out of these guys in here. These 2 units, either as your leader or just in this fight. It's going to be one of those things, again, that you're going to have to be careful with them and hope that your rotations kind of work out in your favor. Just because, like, if these guys get caught in either the int phase here or the STR phase, they're going to take a lot of damage. But if you can kind of play your cards right to where you're transforming with them into their blue forms as soon as you get to the STR phase, then you get their turn of guaranteed dodging, so they can be effective. And then potentially, if you get their active skill turn right, like, you can really shred. So they just kind of require some good RNG and skillful play, but you guys can probably get some use out of them in here. Again, it's just going to kind of depend on how they're doing. And then hope that they don't get, like, supered by Tech Sin, right? But they should be fine against his normal, so you could definitely use them. Again, I would shy away from these two. We got to mute for Dan real quick. Oh, we could end this with the Piccolo Jr. active skill. Hang on. Let's go ahead and end this real quick. Let's go ahead and end this. Alright, well, we didn't quite end it. So I guess let's go ahead and play this, too. I'm just going to keep this volume on low, though, and I'm going to keep talking about the final trump card category. Obviously, I would shy away from these two. They're not going to do much for you in here. We all know about this guy. This guy's just old at this point. In this first row, I'd say pretty much all of these guys are viable, again, except for him. This unit, though, I remember that you need movie heroes and Super Saiyans to activate their passive. So if you can figure out a way to get their passive active with movie heroes and stuff, go for it. But, you know, like, I wouldn't... Don't bring them unless you can feel comfortable about the units that they're bringing to get their passive activated. Because it is important, right? Like, what does it give them? Their intro? Yeah, 30% damage reduction for 5 turns. This is, like, vital to their kit, right? So, don't force it. Like, who you gonna bring this guy or like them? Probably not, right? Maybe this guy. So I'd say just say whoever you bring to try to get their this guy's passive activated. Just don't force someone bad onto the team because of it. But yeah, I'd say the rest of this front row is viable. We could have brought them because I brought like the Zamasus, so that would have counted for their passive. I'll go ahead and click through this. On this next row, I would probably shy away from the entirety of it. This unit obviously is fine. We use them as our leader. Here, I think you can get by with this unit potentially. Again, you just have to hide them against STR Omega. I wouldn't bring anybody else, though. Again, I already talked about these two. This guy, if you're dodging, potentially could be okay. LR Baby after ZZA could be okay. Obviously, this guy's pretty good in here. But you need to activate his passive, so that can be tough. He's good. We used him in the video. You could get some use out of Majin Vegeta in here. I think that, like, he's a legitimate option. Same thing, like these guys, right? Like, you guys get it with these guys, right? Like, you can bring them, but you need to make sure that their passive is activated. We used AGL Zamasu. He's obviously very good. Piccolo's good in here. Cooler might be a little bit risky, but you could potentially use him in here. STR Boo's pretty good in here. Blue Gogeta, if he's dodging, can be good in here. Physical 17, again, can be pretty decent in here. He can be okay, just don't eat a super attack, obviously, otherwise you're dead. The nice thing, though, is that we have infinite attempts at this, so if he does eat a super attack, like, you can just hop back in, right, and hope that you get better RNG. Also, we get some really insane equips from completing these missions, by the way, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, the rest of these units are kind of just really old, so nobody else here is really jumping out at me. But yeah, I mean, do your best. Just do what you can to try to get the mission done. It's not impossible. It's just gonna maybe take a couple of runs, but I mean, if you're bringing like the 8th anniversary LRs, you got like your worldwide download celebration LRs, you got like this guy. I mean, you're gonna be fine, right? Like obviously, like AGL Zamasu. I wouldn't say he carried the run, but he did a lot of the slot 1 tanking in this run for the other rotations. So yeah, this was maybe like one of the only units on the team that I just was not worried about the entire run here that we just did. Like on this team, if we go take a look at it right here. Sometime today, like, yeah, like this is the only unit on the team that I had zero concern for the entire fight. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know what team you guys used. Be sure to help other people in the comments who are having trouble. You know, help a friend, help a Dokkan neighbor, and I'll catch you guys next time.